Alright, on this episode of Movie Breakdown Series Review, we're going to review One Piece, Season 9, Part 1. That's Part 1, which means episodes 1 to 35. So this season had about 73 episodes in it. And I was like, you know what? I'm not doing the whole 73 episodes. I'm going to do part of it. And what's this season about? Enies Lobby. Yes, Enies Lobby. It is CP9 versus the Straw Hats to save Robin. And we're going to hop into it on this episode. I'm going to break down, and I'm going to give it a grade, the A through F, pluses, minuses do count. So before we hop into it though, if there of you want me to do, let me know. Please put in the comment section below and I get to it as best I can. Also on Patreon/Zakka for $2 a month to get the cut in front of everybody, get your review out, wait for it coming out on Facebook and YouTube. Now, let's go get into One Piece Season 9, Part 1. Enies Lobby, the Straw Hats versus CP9, episodes 1 to 35 of this season. Alright. So what is this season about? What have we got so far this first half of the season? Well, the Straw Hat crew are chasing down Nico Robin and the world government, because at this point Spandam has Nico Robin, and they also have Frankie, because Frankie has the blueprints to Pluton, which is a deadly weapon to pretty much cause mass destruction. So Frankie has the blueprint to it, and Nico Robin can read it and decipher it. So the world government has those two, and the Straw Hat crew is chasing them down throughout Enies Lobby to pretty much save them. That's what's going on. And in this first half of the season, we're going to have some big fights, some big moments. We're going to have Luffy versus Bruno. We're going to have Nami versus, I just forgot her name right now, the CP9 girl, and I'll give her, that Kefla. It's not Kefla. I think it's Kefla. We'll come back to it here in a moment. We have Frankie versus the big ball guy, so the big balloon guy character. We have Sanji versus Jinbe, what I believe his name is, the wolf guy, and then we have Chopper versus the long pink hair dude. And we'll break down the characters here in a moment, but I just want to talk about what we're going to discuss here in the season. And we also get Robin's backstory. You forget why she's so sad, why she distanced herself, and why she's always on the move and hopping from, crew to crew. So we get Nico Robin's backstory, and we also find out, does Frankie really does have the blueprints? That's what we find out in this season. And pretty much the first 10 episodes of this season is about that first stuff. It's about Nico Robin's backstory and Frankie, whether or not he has the blueprints or not. And also Luffy versus Bruno. And yes, Frankie does have the blueprints to Pluton, and he blows up right in front of Spandam's face. So shout out there. And then as far as Robin's backstory, we learn about why she is, kind of cold and distance from people, and why she's hopping from group to group, because she's always been betrayed by everybody that she knows after her family gets destroyed and burned up. So the world government finds that O'Hara is one of the most knowledgeable places on the earth, on the planet, and they want to make sure that this knowledge doesn't get out, and that these people do not explain the blueprints to what happened the blueprints of Pluton, and also what happened in I believe the 800-year war. I believe that's what it is. The void century, as they call it in One Piece. So a lot happened 800 years ago that nobody able to talk about with the world government, and the people of O'Hara can read that history and explain what has happened. So they don't want that history getting out, because they want to keep people underneath their thumb, the world government. So how they go handle the problem? Commit a buster call. A buster call is a giant, just battleships, 15, 20 of them, and they're just destroying your homeland, just left and right. They don't care about man, woman, children, nobody. Everybody dies pretty much. And the people who are knows it's about to happen, and they are pushing Robin to leave. And Robin meets a friend named something D Jaguar. I can't think of his first name, but Jaguar, he also a sailor, a marine. Actually, not a sailor. He's a marine, admiral, I believe, or he's a high rank marine captain. Anyway, he kind of hangs out, leaves, and then meets Robin, become friends with her, and then he finds out what happens, and he's like, Robin, you gotta leave too, which leads Vice Admiral Akiji, who hunts her down and pretty much let her go, He's like, you know what? I really don't agree with all this, and I don't want to kill a little girl, so better keep going. Just don't turn back. And Nico Robin escapes, but because she escapes, the government puts a $79 million bounty on her head, and everybody's after her. People really turn her in. People betraying her left and right. People, her crew betrays her, or the government find that Nico Robin is part of a certain crew, so the world government shows up. Pirates don't want to deal with her. And then one person who actually does take her in is Crocodile, because he knows that she can read Pluton, read polyglyphs, and thus get him close to Pluton that he wants as well. So he's like, you know what? I'll keep on my side and make sure you save him, because he's a 7 warlord of the sea. The world government can't attack him because he's got free range to do whatever he wants. So he has Nico Robin underneath his thumb at the moment until Luffy shows up and kind of frees her. But Nico Robin been running since she was like 8 years old, like just terrified. And she thought it'd be better for her to die. So she's like, you know what? I die. I don't bring any pain to anybody. I don't have to hurt anybody anymore. Like, nobody has to betray me. And Luffy's like, Robin, let me hear you say that you want to live. I will not make any more movements unless you say it. And she says, I want to live, which is one of the most powerful moments of the series, because Nico Robin is finally opening up to the Shawhead crew. She's opening up to everybody, saying that she's not a cold, calculated person, that she wants to experience life and live and be with her friends and family, which is the Shawhead crew. And from there, the Shawhead crew drop the gloves and they go wreak havoc. Sniper King shoots the world government flag, and from there, people are like, what are Shawheads doing? They're now committing war crimes against the world government, and they're starting an act of war against the world government. And this pretty much rings true for the rest of the One Piece series. Like, the Shawhead crew pretty much say, hey, we're fighting the world government, step up. But the CP9 members, Khalifa's are there. So it was Khalifa. I did pronounce her name right. And then Jabra is the wolf guy. Kumadori is the pink hair dude. And then where is he? Oh, Fukuro, he is the big balloon guy. So after Nico Robin, I went sideways, like I had the Shawhead or the CP9 characters up. So after the Shawhead crew declares war on the world government, they pretty much hop the wall and go over to fight CP9. And before I get to that, there is a moment where Luffy gets to reveal one of his level ups. He fights Bruno. Bruno he ate the door fruit where he can open up doors in different pockets of a room, so he can just open it up and walk through it or put somebody through it. So Luffy is fighting him, and Luffy's like, all right, so I can't beat you at this rate. I'm about to level up, and he pretty much goes to gear 2 and knocks Bruno clear out. And this is actually one of the most powerful, iconic moments of One Piece, because Luffy didn't have a power up until this point. And this is the first time you get to see it, where he turns his body into, like, he's pretty much what he's doing is moving his body so fast that his rubber is changing red and is moving quicker now. So his body is moving quicker because he's actually like used his rubber to speed his body up. So he's in a quicker space right now, and he can move faster and do whatever he wants. So Jet Pistol, Jet Gongon, Jet Gatling, like he has a bunch of different moves now that are a lot faster and quicker and powerful because he's now moving at a faster rate. And it's a cool technique. I actually like Gear Second. Gear Second is one of the coolest techniques that I get to see in One Piece, and it's cool playing with Luffy. Gear 3, I'm not that big of a fan of, but he hasn't released Gear 3 yet in this part of the season yet. That comes later. So I'll talk about that much later. But Gear Second, cool level up. It's like, okay, like Goku has Super Saiyan 2 or Super Saiyan 1. Luffy now has Gear Second. Let's see how we're going to roll with this. And he knocked Bruno clear out. Like it wasn't even a fight after he goes Gear Second. All right, let's go ahead and break down the fights. So we have Kumadori versus, well, he starts out with Nami. And actually, before I even say how that happens, so Luffy and the Shawhead crew barges in with Frankie. They go in and they like, all right, we need to go save Robin, but we gotta get a key to unlock her Sea Prism Stone, which allows her not to use her powers. So it's a cuff that neglect your Devil Fruit powers. So they need to get those open, but there's only one key that can open up, and the CP9 had different keys. I think they have like 9 keys. If not, they have 7 or 8 keys they can unlock. One will unlock it, so they gotta go find the keys. But only way to find the keys, they gotta defeat the CP9 members. And I like how Old Edition just put people with their counterparts. He actually has them like get in a different spot. So Frankie's like, you know what? We're all gonna run out and chase down who we need to chase. Luffy go after Nico Robin, save her, and then the rest of the Sharkhead crew will defeat the CP9 members to order to unlock Nico Robin's cuffs. So Frankie's like, all right, I need to get some cola first because I need some energy. I'm out of energy right now. And Fukuro kind of finds him, and they go back and forth. A little fist fight battle, a little like just sledgehammer battle, like just fist boxing match. Some good stuff there. Frankie's not 100%, and then he finally gets cola and becomes 100%, which is a whole gag with him and Chopper. Kumadori ended up being with Nami at first, and Nami's like, I can't fight him. But she does manage to get the key from him, and then Chopper, who is pretty much looking for a room, end up finding Usopp and Zoro versus Jabra and Kaku, which Usopp kind of finds Jabra first. Finds Jabra first, and Kaku fights Zoro first. They fight in the room, and then they fall down to where Jabra and Usopp are at. Usopp try to get the key from Jabra. Jabra's a wolf, so he's like doing a little wolf game. So you can take it. Nah, I got you. You can take it. I got you putting traps out and like pretending he's like on their side. Like he told Usopp a whole lie about how Nico Robin's his long lost sister and he couldn't do anything to stop her. And then I think Nami was there. And Nami goes, "That's a lie." Anyway, so Nami gets away from Kumadori and bumps to Chopper. Chopper takes out Kumadori. Sanji actually faces Khalifa first because he can't fight a girl and he's always love crazy. He gets turned into a soap doll kind of thing. And then Nami fights Khalifa. Usopp and Zoro tag teams against Jabra and Kaku, but eventually becomes Sanji and Jabra. And that's pretty much the first half of this. Now let's break it down. The fights, let's rate them out. One Piece pacing this season is really good. So like all the fights actually flow. They don't drag out besides Kaku and Usopp and Zoro and Jabra. They kind of drag out because of the fact that it just seems like they just buying time for everything else to fall into place. But Frankie versus Fukuro, good fight. Back and forth, solid, strong action, strong piecing. The pacing is really good. And then it comes down to the end there where Frankie blows him out the building and he get his cola and pretty much uses Frankie's centaur to body slam him through the ground, or I guess like grabs him to shoot him to the ground after Fukuro was like, you know what, I'm gonna drag you in the water, and Frankie's like, I ain't going down there. Got me twisted. So that happens, and that's a pretty strong fight. Like I'd probably rate that one a 7 out of 10 as far as One Piece goes. That was a pretty good fight. Then you have Chopper versus Kumadori. Kumadori is kicking Chopper's butt, to be honest. Like Chopper can't hold up. And then Chopper takes 3 Rumble Balls and turns to Monster Chopper, which from there is kind of like a squash match, and he gets destroyed by Chopper. I'll probably rank it like so it's a 7 out of 10 for Frankie's fight, which, by the way, Frankie gets a cola and they start playing the Frankie theme song. Oh my gosh, iconic moment. But that fight, Kumadori versus Chopper, and Chopper goes to the Monster Frankie. I will probably, a Monster Chopper, probably say 3 out of 10. Like it's a squash match. It's a squash match for one hand. Like yes, Chopper holding it up, but he's not able to defeat Kumadori because Kumadori is able to use like body mentality to change his body and form and everything, and use his hair to be like an octopus. So like Chopper gets squashed the first half and then it flips, so it's like a reverse squash match, and it's about a 3 out of 10. Like once he gets knocked out, it's over, and then Monster Chopper goes running around the the building, they got to take him out, and how Frankie does that, and Frankie and Nami does it, is that they like push him into the water, into the ocean, and then he reverts back to normal. You have Khalifa versus Nami. That was a good fight. It was solid. Like, Nami's using her brain and genius to defeat Khalifa, who's using her skill set and her devil fruit powers as soap fruit. And like, Khalifa has to touch you in certain spots to change her body, and Nami kind of finds her way to get around that and end up using water to free herself and then to defeat Khalifa with water and lightning, and pretty much knocks her out. It was a solid one. Gives Nami a win, because Nami really don't get that many moments. Like, her last big fight before this was not Miss Groundhog Day, Miss Christmas Eve Day, I believe. Miss Christmas Eve Day, the number 2 lady of Baroque Works. I believe Miss Christmas Eve. No, Miss Groundhog Day, Miss Christmas Eve. Miss Doublefinger, that's what it was. Sorry, Miss Doublefinger. Couldn't think of her name. Miss Doublefinger. So that was like Nami's last big fight, because they both underestimate her. And this one they do the same thing. Khalifa does the same thing, and Nami beats her. Then Sanji versus Jabba. Solid match. Like, Sanji pretty much is much better than Jabba. He can beat him down. And then when he turns his feet into Diambe hot feet and takes him out that way, Sanji get a power up. Solid. Knocks him out. So I would rank Nami versus Khalifa give it a 6 out of 10, and I'll rank Sanji versus Jabba probably the same way, at 6 out of 10. Like, they both are good matches, just pacing here and there a little bit long, because they got to drag some stuff out, especially for Nami versus Khalifa, a little pacing a little bit long, but like, other than that, it's solid. Like, they're solid, fun match. Like, you're watching, like, okay, I'm intrigued, I'm about that life. But like, Sanji and Nami versus Khalifa had a bunch of different distractions. Like, you get the Sanji moment, and then you have Monster Chopper jumps into it. So yeah, it's a solid match. Also, Rob Lucy starts off against Luffy. Good solid fight there. A little back and forth, but we haven't a conclusion of it yet, so I can't give it a final grade. And then as far as Luffy versus Bruno, that one's a good one. I'll probably give it about another 7 out of 10 as well. 7 out of 10. I really don't think there's an 8 out of 10 in these first half here. We'll see how that changes in the second half. But that's pretty much it when it comes to the first half of the One Piece Season 9 Part 1. Cast and characters, everybody's still the same. Everybody's like pretty much, the 4 main Straw Hat crew, they're all solid, still the same characters. You have Nico Robin get more backstory on her, so she can become more empathetic. You learn more about her. So Nico Robin has some growth in this season, and a lot actually in this first half. Like, you're seeing a lot of that growth, and now it's just the fight fest. The CP9, they're just villains at this point. They're villains to get in the way. I do love Fukuro because he's goofy. He'll say something, he'll choppa choppa. Like, I love his laugh. I don't know, just in his voice, the voice that they plays on in the dub, solid, just good work. Khalifa is fun. She's goofy here and there. Jabba is a jerk. But like, the Devil Fruit match is what he's about. He's a jerk. He's a wolf. Kaku, he's more the serious character, and he wants to take down Zoro. Zoro's fighting him. Usopp is having some moments here. Like, Usopp wants to go fight everybody, and Sanji's like, no, Usopp, you don't have to go fight. Go rescue Nico Robin, because you're the only one who can rescue her. You're the sharpshooter. Go rescue her. So Usopp's getting more what's the word I'm looking for? Confidence in this season. He's getting more confidence. So Usopp's actually having a growth moment. And Nami having her first win since Alabasta is a strong moment. So these characters are getting moments. I shouldn't say they're not growing, but they are having moments that they wouldn't get in other chapters or other episodes. Chopper trained to a giant monster. So he's having like a little difference there and a little more story to him, that he maybe had to control the monster one day. And Frankie's just trying to figure out everything about the crew here. So yeah, it's a good solid stuff. And that's really the cast. I'm not going to break down much of them until the end of the season. All right. Any other thoughts? Nah, the pacing of this is good. It's a good pacing. They did have some filler episodes, and they had like a recap episode, like after the Straw Hat crew jumps off to save Nico Robin. they go back to each person's like backstory, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna skip these episodes. And then they had like a special episode where it's like back to kind of like samurai times for the One Piece crew, not Wano, but just like samurai times, and it's like Boss Luffy. And I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna really watch that. I'm gonna skip that. And then went back to the main storyline. So I did skip a few episodes. I think I skipped like 6 episodes out of the 35 episodes that was laid out here, but I don't know, it was cool for me. The opening soundtracks for the 2 seasons, or for the season, soundtrack, the opening theme songs is not that, to me, it's not that good, these openings. It's just, I don't know, it just sounds like a solid opening for, let me see what the actual songs are. So yeah, the first opening for Enies is Brand New World by D51. First 15 episodes, and then We Are for the special episode, and then after that, Crazy Rainbow. They're fine. They're not that solid songs, and like they're okay. Like We Are is a good one, but like that was like a special. It wasn't really actual, like the actual season for this. And then Brand New World and then Crazy Rainbow, they're okay songs. They're all right. All right, grading tower. I guess is it a season you should binge? Yes, you should binge the first half of the season. Solid work. Now grading tower. I'm gonna grade One Piece season 9, Enies Lobby, part 1, episode 1 to 35. I'm gonna give this a solid. I'll give it an A minus. It gives an A minus for me. It's strong work. I mean, it flows. Everything's moved well. The storyline to get from the Straw Hat Crew to get to the Enies Lobby Tower, like all that stuff, was some good work. And I didn't even talk about all of that because that's just a lot. It's a lot there. I just talk about the main points, but it's some good stuff. Good stuff. The Straw Hat Crew getting there from the train to chase down Nico Robin. Good work. Yeah, I even talk about Usopp, who even saves 2 giants. They know Dorgy and Bargy from Little Garden in season 2. So I ain't talking about them. Like, just some good work, good writing from Oda. And I'm looking forward for the second half of the season. If you've seen One Piece season 9 part 1, what did you think? Please put in the comment section below. Other than that, see you guys next episode of Movie Breakdowns. Keep being awesome. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. I really appreciate that. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. If there's a review you want me to watch or do, let me know. Please put it in the comment section below this video. Also, you want to watch the last episode of Movie Breakdowns, it's right there. Just gotta click on it and you'll be able to watch it. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Love y'all, and keep being awesome.